Hey, how's it going, everybody? Charlie Wilson here, aka Sinister Charlie. Welcome back. We've got some more Gigguk. Gigguk. You get the Gigguk. Uh, yeah. So, I assume this is the Copernicus anime that was supposed to come out, and it actually looks pretty promising. I'm a big fan of the historical type anime stuff. I really liked Vinland Saga. Especially season 2. A lot of people didn't like season 2. I thought it was the best season. Really drives it home with the, non-aggression. I enjoy that. Anyway, Copernicus. Let's see what's up.
じゃあ、今まさに空を動いているのは何なんです？
地球だ。
地球ってそんなわけ。地球
You have never seen an anime like this before. Peak is one of the most overused words in the anime community right now. I swear, people are calling anything peak now, as long as it's the newest shiny thing to enter our community. Hot new show everyone seems to be talking about. Peak.
I don't think people have said Sakamoto Days is peak or anything. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, yeah, that's peak, but, you know.
Flashy, well-animated fight scene just dropped. Peak! This man has aura. Oh, bro, that's fucking peak! It's been used so much that when a series comes along that embodies what that word should mean, I don't even want to call it that in case it cheapens the experience it brings. But recently, a show has come along where no matter what word I use to describe it, I still feel it wouldn't be doing it justice, because no words, I say, can properly convey the experience it gave me. It is simply that good. An anime that is not just a passing fad, doesn't have flashy fights, but simply gives you a one-of-a-kind experience that showcases the true depth of the human spirit. That's as beautiful as it is inspirational, and, like many of the truly greats, has something I feel many of us need to hear. A show that, to me, is not just in the running of anime for the season or even anime of the year. It's right up there as possibly my anime of the decade. And I say that knowing full well that this decade will have the likes of Frieren, Dandadan, and Vinland Saga in it. That show was Orb, on the movements of the Earth. But before that, anime.
That's a heavy statement, sir. Anime of the decade, huh? All right.
Girls. Thanks to today's sponsor, Girls Frontline 2 Exilium. Girls Frontline 2 Exilium is a 3D strategy RPG with a beautiful art style, utilizing the next-gen NPR.
Oh, I saw some people playing
this.
this.
If you didn't understand any of that, let me dumb it down for you. Ooh. Game looked good. Taking the role of commander, you and your tactical dolls will battle enemy factions through contaminated zones, uncovering the conspiracies lurking beneath the surface of the New World Order. But you know we wouldn't be talking about any of this unless there wasn't an update. So let me introduce you to the brand new targeted procurement banner. The new Elite Sentinel doll Klukai and her Skylar weapon are available to pull right now, and from April 10th,
I don't know what any of that
support
means.
doll Mekti and her Daydream weapon will be as well. There's also a new limited time discount available until April 9th for Klukai, Perichia, and Macchiato's new outfits. You can also participate in the new limited time event, Aphelion, and enjoy the boundary push and assault simulation game modes. But I don't know why you're really here. New event means new free stuff. Claim 10 access permissions and 30 targeted access permissions through the server-wide rewards and
looks like a good game.
and daily login events and Klukai's Speed Star outfit after completing in-game tasks. Finally, if that wasn't enough, there's Elmo Spring Gachapon event, which is offering guaranteed rewards with every roll and a chance to win prizes. So, what are you waiting for? Download the game today with the link in the description below. Also, follow them on their socials for more updates and chances to redeem social media freebies. Thank you very much to Girls Frontline 2 Exilium for sponsoring me today. And with that said, back to Orb. It's alternate history Poland, a time when everyone knows the Earth is the center of the universe, and the church gets a little pissy if you imply anything but that, branding anyone who spreads opposing ideas as heretics and tries to make them see the light by making them see the light. Rafał, a normal kid searching for an easy life, has a chance meeting with a scientist and, under some extenuating circumstances, tells him about this little thought experiment that turns his whole world upside down. Or sideways. Or left to right. Or, yeah, I guess space.
All around, I guess.
Directions. Rafał, you've become part of a bigger universe. You just don't know it yet. Are you putting together a team? I'm putting together a team. We're gonna call them
Heliocentrists.
Heliocentrism, the idea that the very earth they are standing on is actually moving. An idea so profound, so dangerous, it could get them tortured and killed. And yet this little conversation starts a domino effect of a journey spanning years, spanning decades, about man's perseverance in the pursuit of truth and knowledge no matter the cost. So, it's an anime about proving the earth rotates around the sun? But, ew, isn't that like boring space shit? Okay, first off, you don't find the concept of turning the world upside down with one of the biggest scientific discoveries in history interesting? It's okay. I'll just find someone else to talk about all these 3-hour space facts and sleep 2 videos. And secondly, watching anime can sometimes be like eating pizza. I'm going somewhere with this, I swear. I've always got time for good pizza. Who doesn't love a good pizza? And there are so many variations. You can order one of the big 3 if you just want something comforting and familiar.
Papa John's does not belong on that list anymore. Neither does Pizza Hut, really, if you think about it. Domino's is where it's at, but honestly, I might replace Papa John's with Little Caesars. I know that's like blasphemy, but I mean, Papa John's is not that good anymore, sorry.
A New York slice if you want to destroy your body in a great tasting way. Stone-baked sourdough if you feel a little fancier. Some of you sickos like Hawaiian, it's okay.
Hey, I'm
I went
alright.
through a period of my life where I wanted to feel different too. I will never get bored of pizza, but at the same time, it's pizza. I know what to expect. I've had it a million times before, and I will continue to do so. But then, I remember the first time I tried tsukemen, a dish I would have never heard of if I didn't move to Japan, and it awoke something in me. A noodle dish burst full of flavor, unlike any ramen dish I tried, and right there and then, a new craving had formed. A craving I had never had before. And as you get older and continue to try new things, experiencing that first bite of this completely new dish, something you've never tasted before, gets harder and harder to find. And it's moments like that that reminds you there is more to life than just
What anime
pizza.
is this? I don't even know what this is.
Orb is so far removed from any concept I've seen in anime before, and that's such a rare feeling to have now. Does that mean you're necessarily gonna fuck with it because it's something new? No. But Orb is one of those cases where exploring something new allows them to do something magical with it that you rarely get to see in other anime. Right off the opening bat, the show sets up its world, sets up its goals. We're gonna drop the biggest bombshell this globe has ever seen, and we're gonna do it without getting caught. You understand what's happening. You get the general direction the story is heading, and that's the exact moment it grabs you by the neck and choke slams you onto the ground for thinking you were smart enough to know where the plot was taking you. Almost immediately, you realize the stakes are real and it is not here to fuck around. As soon as you think you know what is going to happen next is the exact point where you should be the most afraid. It is rare nowadays that a series does something that is genuinely able to surprise me once, and yet Orb was able to do it like half a dozen times. This is a show that doesn't play by the book, it rips it apart and writes its own, all led by the greatest anime villain we've seen of this decade thus far. Normally when we talk about anime, we use other anime as a frame of reference, but I haven't seen a character as terrifying as Novak since Christoph Waltz's performance in Inglourious Bastards. A man whose sheer presence doubles your blood pressure when he's on screen, demanding your attention in every scene he's in and refusing to let go. A smart, calculated man, ruthlessly efficient at his job of catching heretics, but the most terrifying thing of all is that he's someone who sees themselves as completely in the right, and can use that as justification to enact some of the most heinous things a person can bring upon another human being. There are moments in this that craft the kind of tension where you forget to breathe, because you genuinely do not know which direction a scene is going to go. Are we going to continue moving forwards? Is it going to head sideways, or is Novak dragging us all into hell? And you think that if you just let your guard down for a single second, somehow it'll affect the fates of the characters on screen. It has been so long since a show has been able to make me feel that. And yet, this high-stakes cat-and-mouse game isn't even the show's biggest strength, and Novak arguably isn't even the best character. Rafal, a boy too smart for his age who just wants an easy life. Baldani, an egotistical priest chasing achievements at any price. Ozki, a man desperately looking for hope in a world without salvation. Yolenta, Schmidt, Albert, Draka, Hubert. Orb is one of the best cast of characters I've seen in anime. You'll be following the story of one character and you'll think, this is him. This is my guy. You'll get invested in his story, get intrigued on their life perspective, start believing the same things they do, cheer for them to come out on top, and that's when the story will switch perspectives to some random ass character and you're like, who is this man? Who does this fraud think he is? This is not my guy. Then, through one single conversation, you'll perch up and think, hold on, let's hear what he has to say. You'll get invested in their story, get intrigued on their perspective of life, start believing the same things they do, cheer for them to come out on. This happens like 4 or more times. There is no protagonist here, only people working towards a common goal of the pursuit of truth no matter what the obstacles are. Each of different ages, ideals, goals, and beliefs with a personal philosophy shaped by their own life experiences, and all somehow as interesting as each other. It is bloody impossible to choose a favorite character here. Every single person introduced has their own reason for being a part of all this, some of them with completely opposing philosophies, and the series constantly lets them go at each other. One character will make a point and you'll be like,
その神に人格はないし、解釈も不可能。私はただ神の作った自然を崇拝するだけだ。
damn, okay, maybe this guy's got a point. Then another character will retort, being like, ちょっと待って。
All right.
自然を崇拝すること自体が一つの解釈なんじゃ。
Okay, wait, is that a good? Dialogue is one of the most amazing things this show does. Listen to this. The thing you oppose isn't me, nor is it heretics. It's part imagination and part curiosity. In short, it's truth itself. It spreads like an epidemic. Not even the host can control it. It's not the sort of harmless thing that can be tamed by an organization. Now, how hard does this quote go? And yet, it is one of just countless uttered by every single character.
I don't like how they're using that music for Vinland Saga. It's making me feel things.
You meet that can make enough inspirational plaques to fill up a Midwestern mum's bathroom. A wrong answer isn't a meaningless one. Heliocentrism is my faith. Do you think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created?
Ooh.
Actually, I think that's a quote from Spy Kids 2. This anime is a non-stop battleground of ideas, and the chosen weapon is spoken word. It is a dense series. Incredibly dense. Dense in character.
Excuse me.
Dense in
Sorry.
ideas. Denser than the Earth itself. Denser than a neutron star. Not as dense as your mum. Yet somehow, it feels like there's never any fat to it. Every scene, every conversation
Like my
serves
mum.
a purpose. Even if it's not directly moving the plot along, the characters themselves never stand still. Metaphorically speaking, and yeah, for an anime that initially seems to be about sticking it to the church, yeah, science, bitch, pursuit of truth. Not once does it ever feel like it's preaching to you. It would have been
good.
so easy to try and preach a message, yet through its characters, it presents a point of view from both sides and allows you to come to your own conclusion, even if it's not necessarily the same ones the characters come to.
That's a lot of the reason why I like anime, because you know, it's hard to get away from political messages and religious ideologies in media, but with anime they seem to have it like on point to not like push views down your throat constantly, which is what's a problem with Western media. So yeah, I like it.
Because with each passing conversation, you can slowly see the impact each character makes on each other's ideology. Little by little, they change each other. One person will completely stand for one thing, and then 5 episodes later, through interacting with the people around them, you see the character make a major decision that seemingly goes against everything they initially stood for. These aren't just well-established 3-dimensional characters. This is an absolute masterpiece of character-driven storytelling. Characters will talk, affect each other, shoulder the words of the people they meet, and change. Not necessarily for the better, not necessarily for the worse, but what's necessary for them. People will die without achieving their dreams, their ambitions left unfulfilled, yet not once do you feel like anyone left this story not finding what they were truly looking for. And it's fucking beautiful. I really cannot put into words how awe-inspiring the writing is here. Isaac Newton is one of the greatest scientists in history. This is a man who discovered
debatable.
the laws of
No, I'm just
motion, the
kidding.
laws of gravity, fundamental laws we still use today hundreds of years later. Then, as a side project to study the movements of the moon, accidentally invents an entire branch of mathematics you might recognize called calculus, all before the age of 26. And yet, he had the audacity to say, "If I've seen further, it is by standing on the shoulder of giants." This series embodies the spirit of that quote to its core. There are few shows that can so wonderfully showcase the true depth of the human spirit as Orb. Without power levels, without any screaming men pushing past their limits, it shows
Well,
that
then what are
progress is
we here
collective
for?
effort achieved through the sharing of ideas and perspective, right and wrong. It is not a single person, it is people that write the course of history. People that have found a belief they will stand for against all odds. Barriers be damned. A belief shaped by listening to the people around them. Remember these two? Well, their conversation ends like this.
あなたが正しいとは全く思わない。
そのままお返しさせていただく。
Here are two people that can find no middle grounds, and yet effort achieved through the sharing of ideas and perspectives. All odds, barriers be damned, a belief shaped by listening to the people around them. Remember these two?
Sure.
Well, their conversation ends like this.
あなたが正しいとは全く思わない。
そのままお返しさせていただく。
Whoa.
Here are two people that can find no middle grounds, and yet by simply acknowledging each other's viewpoints can still come to understand, affect, or eventually even trust
Sorry, I'm a
in
little
each other.
sick.
And goddamn, is that not the
Still a
kind of
little
hope
sick.
we need? The series puts every single one of these characters in a place where their truth is challenged, and asks, what is the right way to act when it happens? Because the longer the series goes on, the more you realize it was never about proving heliocentrism was true, but that belief, blind belief, is one of the most dangerous mindsets you can have, no matter what that belief is. And that, I think, is one of the most important messages we all need to hear. In a time when it feels like the world could never be more divided, when nobody can seemingly agree
Says
on
you.
anything, this series shook me to my core. If Vinland Saga taught you that you have no enemies, Orb tells you it's okay to also just listen to them. It shows that true strength comes not from those who are always right, but from those who can concede when they are wrong. It's a reminder that you don't always have to agree, but that doesn't mean you cannot understand and empathize, because you are a part of something bigger. The world is so much larger than the little bubble you make for yourself, and with or without you, will continue moving. So, if that's the case, you should never forget to continue moving forwards with it. Orb is a series about moving the earth, and that includes all of us.
Ah.
Hey guys, hope you
Hi.
enjoyed that video. Thank
was
you
good.
very much this month
I liked
too.
it.
Author Curtis X Team.
Okay. Yeah, good video, man. I guess I have to watch it now. If you said it's like might be better than Vinland Saga, I guess I gotta look at it. Yeah. So there you go. Copernicus. It's called Orb, but it's about Copernicus. Anyway, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe down below. Makes me feel good inside. Helps out the channel. And if you feel so inclined, you can recommend something if you want. I don't know. I just woke up. I'm very tired and I'm sick. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, and bye.